Hey Lana, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm really good, thanks for asking. My name is Dr. Kane. I want to start by thanking you for being here. I know that my team and I are very excited to jump in with you and see how we can help you obtain all of your health goals. I saw that you were referred in by Lori.
Yeah, she's my mom.
That's awesome. One of our goals here is to treat you and anyone else that you would refer to us as if you're part of the family. So you get the same treatment as my kids and wife would get. I see that you completed all the paperwork. I appreciate you filling that out so thoroughly. What that does is it allows me to get an exact snapshot of where you're at right now, health-wise. That way I can make a very individual plan for you.
Sounds wonderful.
Kind of square one, and we can go from there.
Yeah.
I do see that you listed quite a few health concerns. I want to get into those with you, but first I want to talk to you a little bit about your body and how it functions and maybe how chiropractic can make it function a little bit better.
Okay.
Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is a model of your spine. So this is your head, this is your spine, this is your pelvis, your hips. Now this entire spine, its whole job is to protect your nervous system. And what your nervous system is it's three parts. You have a brain up here inside your skull. At the bottom of the skull, you have a little hole where 78 trillion nerve fibers come down and form a cord. That cord then runs between all of these individual bones called vertebra, all the way down to your tailbone. Out from that cord are these spinal nerves. Now, why is this so important to your health? This is the energy system of your body. It's absolutely vital that this system is working properly at all times. What it does is your brain sends a signal or energy down through the spinal cord. Then it comes out those nerves, and these nerves supply every single cell, organ, tissue, and muscle in your body. So if it cannot send that signal properly, wherever it's going cannot function properly as well. We like to call that a vertebral subluxation. It's interference in the pathway from your brain to your body. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
So if you have a vertebral subluxation, let me show you a little chart. So this is another picture of your spine like we just looked.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your brain, spinal cord goes down, and then the nerves are traveling out of your spinal cord.
Okay.
So if we're looking at just your neck area, the nerves in your neck go to your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth. If you have a vertebral subluxation or interference in that signal, you can get things such as vertigo, you can get ear infections, sinus infections, anywhere where those nerves are traveling can be affected.
Mm-hmm.
Then you move down to the middle of the spine. That controls your heart, your lungs, and your gut. So if you have issues in that area or vertebral subluxation, you may have an irregular heartbeat, high blood pressure. A lot of times kids, they can have symptoms such as asthma if they have a vertebral subluxation in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And then with your gut, you're looking at acid reflux disease, irritable bowel syndrome, anything that's associated with your gut if those nerves are not functioning properly. And then last, in your lower back, you're looking at genitalia, kidneys, bladder. So if those nerves are not functioning properly, you have problems with possible infertility, kidney stones, bladder infections. So does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So then a lot of times people ask me, well, how does a vertebral subluxation happen? And what happens is your body undergoes some type of trauma. So it can be from when you're very first born. A lot of times during the birth process, I know even with my kids, there's a lot of yanking and pulling, and you can see how that can really affect that top neck area.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a lot of times why kids have ear infections all the time.
Oh.
So what happens is when your body undergoes any type of trauma, motor vehicle accident, you fell, maybe you have a high-stress job that's really physical on your body.
Mm-hmm.
These individual bones in your spine, called vertebra, can misalign, so they're no longer in proper position. When these individual bones in your spine misalign, they put stress on those nerves and the spinal cord underneath it. Now, what do you think would happen to the signal from your brain to your heart if this nerve traveling to your heart is not is part of this misalignment and is being pinched?
I guess the message wouldn't get there.
Absolutely. So either two things. Either the message is not getting there or it's not getting the full message. So damage to this nerve is causing your heart to not function properly, and that's why we have to look at your spine.
Okay.
So a lot of times what happens is you may have a vertebral subluxation from birth. And but you would say that my child doesn't have irritable bowel syndrome or infertility issues. What happens is a vertebral subluxation can be there for years, science tells us, without having the signs and symptoms that you're experiencing right now. So what that tells me is you've had these misalignments in your spine for a long time now. And what that also tells us is it's been there for a long time, so we're not going to be able to correct it overnight. I believe that we're going to be able to fix these misalignments and restore the integrity of your nervous system, but it's not going to be overnight, and it's going to be a process. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
Okay. Another thing I wanted to address is a lot of the symptoms that you put on here are pain. So I know that you're in a lot of pain right now, and I just want to let you know that one of my goals is to see you and receive pain relief, but my number one goal is to have your body functioning properly. I want that nervous system to be functioning properly, the brain to be able to send signals all over your body without any interference.
Okay.
And when that happens, not only are you going to see that your pain is reduced or even go away, but all the things like we showed on that picture could also improve as well. Maybe your heart is healthier, maybe your lungs are healthier, maybe you're sleeping better, maybe you have more energy. If your body is functioning better overall, you're going to see much more health benefits than just that pain. Does that make sense?
Sounds wonderful.
Okay, so another question I get is how do we locate this? So first we're going to start with a specific set of x-rays.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to give us an inside look at what's going on with these bones and what the misalignments are doing.
Okay.
The second thing that we're going to do is I'm going to do a full postural analysis on you. When your posture starts to break down, it puts stress on all of these bones, and that can also cause misalignments. So we want to see where your posture is breaking down to relieve the pressure on these bones.
Okay.
The third thing we're going to do is we're going to use state-of-the-art technology that we're going to scan up your spine, and it's going to tell us the exact levels to where those nerves are not functioning properly. So those three things combined, we're going to be able to tell exactly where the interference is, and then at that point, we can use a chiropractic adjustment. It's a very specific, light adjustment to correct those misalignments and allow that interference to go away and allow your body to function properly. Does that make sense?
Yes, sounds wonderful.
Okay, so what we did is we're going to go ahead and do the exam today. I scheduled you for a follow-up appointment tomorrow at 5. And what we're going to do is I'm going to present all the data that I collected. So I can tell you if you have vertebral subluxation, where you have a vertebral subluxation, and exactly our plan of action and then how to correct that vertebral subluxation. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, sounds wonderful.
Absolutely. And the only other thing that I ask from you is that since this is going to be a process, we want you to have some type of support system. So we really recommend that you bring a spouse or significant other, someone else with you. That way you have that support system and they can hear exactly what you heard today and know a little bit about how chiropractic is going to help you.
Sounds great.
Ready to get started?
Yes.
Okay.